People don't understand how dangerous this is. These guys, like Musk, he's already testing his device on monkeys.
Monkey has been able to control the computer with its brain.
It's not something you can switch off. It's installed in your brain. But actually, really what it is, it's the ultimate enslavement tool. Hey guys, this is Sygula from TruthFear.com. Let's talk about AI and technological singularity. So people like Ray Kurzweil, for example, who is director of engineering at Google, he's the guy who invented this machine that can read books for blind people. He's the guy who made a lot of predictions about future of technology that became true. He believes that maybe around 2040 we will enter the point of no return where technological advancements, the computing power, AI, will be way beyond our intelligence as humans to grasp. So we won't be able to control it anymore. We won't be able to understand it. People like Elon Musk also talk about the same stuff, that once we get into general artificial intelligence, this is way beyond anything else. This is beyond nuclear weapons, potentially could wipe out humanity. So these guys, especially Musk, he thinks that we're not that far away from it and it could go out of control. So he thinks that if you can't beat them, join them. He decided to work on something called Neuralink, which is a brain-computer interface. It's a microchip that will connect your brain, your mind, to AI and to computers and to the internet. He thinks that we have to merge with technology because we won't be able to control it, we won't be able to do anything with it. If AI is so much more powerful than we are, if we're gonna merge with it, then we have no chance. It can control us, it can do whatever it wants with us, or the corporation behind it can do it. And this is such a dangerous path because if you have a corporation that has access to your brain, to your mind, can control it, scans everything about you, knows every emotion, every thought you have, no matter who is on top of that corporation. Do you trust Musk? What if governments decide to take control of it? Think about China. If Chinese government, for example, will have all their citizens to have something like Neuralink installed, and let's say they think of something against the government, they know straight away. People don't understand how dangerous this is. These guys, like Musk, he's already testing his device on monkeys, pigs. Apparently, monkey was able to play video game with thoughts only with this device already.
Monkey has been able to control the computer with its brain.
Another thing about it is that it's not something you can switch off. It's not like your mobile phone that you can just switch it off. It's installed in your brain. You have a hole the size of a coin drilled. And obviously they will tell you it's cool to have it, it's amazing. You're going to be able to play video games by thinking only. You're going to be able to stream music directly to your head. But actually, really what it is, it's the ultimate enslavement tool. Once we have something like that, that's it. You are becoming a property of the corporation that owns this thing, that controls it. And then obviously governments and whoever is on top of that who wants to abuse this power. And a lot of people might think they obviously won't force us to have anything like that installed. But think about what's happening if a lot of people decide to have these devices installed and then they become superhuman. They're 100 times smarter than you, they're 100 times more productive than you. Who's gonna get a job? Who's gonna get employed? It's like the same thing with, let's say, in the current era, you're gonna decide, I'm not using smartphone, I'm not using computer, I'm not using Google. Go and get an office job if you decide you are not using these kind of things. you're probably gonna have hard time to get a job. So it's gonna become the same thing. They will say it's optional, but at some point it just takes over everything. Or imagine that one country decides that they're gonna allow it, and then every other country is behind them because they are suddenly hundreds of times more advanced. And a lot of people might think that this is just sci-fi stuff, that we are still far away from it, but it's not. Technology is growing exponentially. So a couple of decades ago you had a supercomputer that was millions of times less powerful than your smartphone now, and thousands of times more expensive. And because of this accelerated growth, these things will just be speeding up, over the next few years, perhaps the next decade. The change will be so dramatic, so drastic, that you won't be able to even cope with the amount of developments happening every year. Think about how social media came about 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Instagram, it's 10 years old. Think about how much it's changed in how we do things. And now these changes will be just faster and faster and faster. You have a paradigm shift every year. So it's really important to not go towards the path of technological enslavement, because they sell it to you as entertainment, productivity, but it's also a form of enslavement.